Yes, everybody. How are you all doing? Good morning. Very early one for me. Um, Work finished, so I just thought I'd jump on. Yeah, and have a bit of a chat about Arsenal and other football teams, but mainly my club. The team, what are like snails trying to sign a player, and like snails when it comes to selling a players. We are absolutely pathetic at selling players, people. Um, Lokonga's still here. Zinchenko's there. Nelson's there. Jesus, yeah, obviously that's a bit different. He's still here. Vieira's still here. Trossard, well, we don't know what's going to happen with him, but for selling players, man, we are shocking. I think we're worse at selling players than getting players over the line. I mean, I'm not hearing anything about the Conga being linked to nobody. Probably because nobody wants to pay the wages. I mean, who's going to pay? Who's going to pay Zinchenko £150,000 a week? And what's he going to drop down to? He might drop down to 50,000 less. That's still 100k people a week. Teams are not going to want to pay Zinchenko £100,000 a week. They want to pay probably maybe 60,000 at most. So we've done this. Arsenal Football Club's done this. And you look at Chelsea, going to get around about, is it 28, 30 million for Dewsbury Hall? And I mentioned this on a stream previously. Um, so, I mean, it just never changes. It just never changes, people. It just never changes. We are the worst big team at selling players. That's my personal opinion. We're shocking. We're absolutely shocking. I mean, when I see even teams getting 30s and 40 millions from, I think, that's our biggest. That's our biggest, man. That's all we get. Um, Dre's in the house. Hiya, Dre. How are you, my man? Good to see you, bro. Good morning, Rich. I said before, don't you think it's gone quiet on our front to sell players? Yeah, man. I mean, this is it, Dre. I've got a feeling our window's done. I've got a feeling we're done for business. And it's not good enough. For incomings, we desperately need that left winger and that creativity. We need Eze at this club. And the what bugs me is that I'm not a manager. Dre, I don't know if you're a manager. I've been a footballer. I was a striker when I was younger. But how come, like me and you, Dre, other people in my chat, on other streams, can all see that we need a left winger and someone to take Martin Odegaard's place or challenge him straight away, obviously, ideally, Eze. But yet, people at Arsenal and Arteta just don't seem to think it. They think like this left winger is going to be Martinelli again, or maybe Trossard, or has Arteta got some crazy plan up his sleeve? Because I've said don't be surprised if you see Kai Havertz at left wing. I know that's mad, and it'll be like watching Mertesacker on a wing, but it wouldn't surprise me if you see Mertesacker, Kai Havertz on the wing, or he plays Gyökeres on the wing and pushes Kai Havertz up. I just cannot imagine him dropping Kai Havertz. We've got the stubbornest manager in football, and I think he will try his damn hardest to keep Kai Havertz in this team. And Vieira, I mean, it's just not happened for him in Premier League. It's just not happened at all. He's weak. It's Premier. Some leagues are just not made for people, and I don't think Fabio Vieira works in Premier League. I just don't think it works. It's too physical for him. I think he's had a decent spell at Porto. So why can't we be getting something like 30, 35 million for this guy now? I think we spent 35, 37 on him, and we'll probably get about 25, 28. I mean, Stuttgart have been linked with him. But I'm a bit worried about this season. We've got the striker, one of the best strikers in the world at the moment, but I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all. I've said we're going to finish fifth. Um, Dre, this is the narrative that's being pushed by the club that we need to sell in order to bring in. Yeah, but we make so much money. We're bringing merchandise out constantly all the time. We're charging £10 now instead of a fiver for for these friendly matches. God, it's all take from this club. That's all it is under these Kroenkes. Great. Vieira needs to go. 15 million would be an bargain. Nelson needs to be sold as well, but they all fringe players. I want Martinelli sold. Absolutely. I want Martinelli. I would sell. Try and remember him. Um, Nelson, Jesus, Vieira, Zinchenko, Trossard, Martinelli, Lokonga. I would sell those seven. I would sell seven players, definitely, and bring another three players in. I really would, honestly. But we just don't do it. That's the thing with Arsenal, and especially with Arteta and Kroenke. We have never, ever fully maximised and completed one window. And it's always, oh, well, we need that signing in that next window. We're going to need a left winger now in January. Oh, we're going to need another striker next summer. We never, ever, ever fully complete a window. And that's why we keep falling behind people. That's why we fall short. We're always left short. Right, we need another position in that window. Well, other players are going as well. So that needs four players, five players. We should not be in a position where we need four players, five players, six players in windows. We should be getting to a window where we need two at most. And if we'd have fully maximised and completed this window, and I've said this so many times, we could have been getting Isaac in this window because we could have said, right, we've got 200 million to spend in this window. We're putting 30 million down for, let's example, for a right back because we just need, or a left back or whatever because we need that position. But we're making sure we've got around about 150 million for Isaac. But no, because we've had to sign this player, that player, that player, that player, because we've messed up in so many windows. And we'll mess up in this window. Guarantee you, we'll mess this window up. And we'll be getting into the season and thinking, no goals from the left, no goals from the left. Left wingers, rubbish. Martinelli's been rubbish last two seasons. And yet Al Nassr are looking like they would try and sign him, and we'll probably get about 60, 70 million for Martinelli from Saudi League. European teams, 40, 45 million at the most for Martinelli, at the most. And I'm just, and then we'll get, when we're in season, we'll be watching Martin Odegaard, and we'll all be like this, and all these Tom Canton and Harry, Roy talks bollocks, and Adam Keys and all that. They'll all be saying, "Oh, he's not good enough, Martin Odegaard. He don't bring enough creativity." But yet they can't call club out for not buying Eze if we don't get him. You know what I mean? They can't. They just lie daily. They can't seem to speak it and say it how it is and say, "Why have you not done this?" Calling the club out. Oh no, we can't call club out because we get free gigs. We get these talk sport, little gigs off Arsenal, or if it's to do with Arsenal, we get little post-match interviews. No, can't say anything about Arsenal. Arteta get shouted at. It's pathetic. This is what we've got now as a fan base. And I mean, look at this, people. Just look at this. This is people, and I'm not calling them a fan. These are people that have leached onto Arsenal. Just look at this. Just look at this, people. This is pathetic. That's someone. That's an Arsenal person. Not calling him a fan. His name's Gray on Twitter, and he posts the biggest lying bollocks every single day you can imagine. Arsenal will be crowned champions of the 25-26 season. Arteta is about to silence an entire generation of haters and low IQ football fans. What a wanker, whoever this person is. This current Arsenal side are about to go down in history as possibly the greatest side ever to grace the Premier League. What an absolute wet wipe this person is. He said other day, what did he say other day about um we'll do the treble, etc. Everything will be. Oh my God, he is an absolute muppet. Why have we ended up with these people leeching onto Arsenal Football Club? Because they're not fans. Right. Dre, I agree. Havertz will be on the left wing and back into midfield. Yeah, I think it's coming, Dre. Imagine Kai Havertz on left wing. Oh, my God, my God. It'll take him three days to turn. Dre, against Villarreal, I want Gyökeres up top. So do I. with a midfield three of Zubidoo, Wanyeri, and Rice. With yeah, I want to see Wanyeri in that team. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, that they've kept Wanyeri on a new deal, and Arteta's filled him with bullshit like he did with Emile Smith-Rowe. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh yeah, you'll get these games, with if they had secret talks, yeah, you'll play this many games, and he might do just what he did to Smith Rowe. He's an absolute wanker. I can't stand this manager. I was thinking about this the other day. Yesterday, thinking I do not want to see him manage Arsenal ever again. But unfortunately, he's going to know that he lies on live TV with that post-match PSG game, with that female interviewer, reporter, and just don't be satisfied with second, etc. Everything he's never ever backed up anything he's said. I told Willian we're going to get Champions League in 3 years. Bullshit. Dre, they say we don't know football if we don't know what Havertz is doing on the field. If you mean falling on the ground the whole time, then yes, I don't know. I mean, I'm Kai Havertz to me is one of the one of the worst signings we've ever made because he's not a number nine, a proper goal scorer. He's not a number 10, and I'm not even going to mention the absolute Flying Dutchman's legend's name. He's not nothing like that. Um, he's not a winger, left or right. He's not a midfielder. He's just I mean, just lingers. Sometimes he's decent in air. That's it. That's it. And sometimes after about four chances, he can finish half decently. That is it. And I just think 65 million, 280 a week. What a piss poor signing this is. And it makes me want to just think more and more, you did this, Mikel Arteta. You absolutely stubborn, smug prick. And this is what this guy is. And I keep bringing this up and I keep showing this. This is who we have as our manager. He won't change, and we've seen it season after season already. There's no plan B, doesn't change anything in games. He's very stubborn. He's the most stubbornest, smug prick manager slash man I know in football. I've seen in football for a very long time. Get out of this club. But will he? Well, I don't know. I don't know, people. I don't know what gets him sacked. I really don't. I just wish he would. Please do smash up the likes and subscribe, people, if you already haven't as well. I might start doing these morning times after a night shift, just get them out of the way. Uh, so I know I've done it. I've been on. I'll see how it goes. It's not. It's easier said than done after a night shift. Let me tell you. But when you see things like that, like what I've just shared. I mean, people like that with nearly 12,000 followers on Twitter. I mean, who are these people? Why have they came to Arsenal? And they're not fans, they're just leeches. They're leeches. It's like I think they've just said one thing and thought, right, that's worked. Got loads of followers, got loads of likes from it, people are reposting it, bang, and they're just full of bullshit every single day. And people who follow them, then I mean, you must be influenced by someone lying and making bullshit up every single day. You must be influenced by it. Because to say things like that is pathetic. Absolutely, it's childish. It's ridiculous. Um, Gray, remember, Havertz is also our highest earner, and Moreno, who is cheaper than him, does it better, and that's not even. That's that absolutely, Dre, man. That definitely, bro. I mean, Kai Havertz is on 280 a week, so when Saliba knocks on the door and says, "I'm staying, but I want 320 a week," he's going to look at that and think, "Too right, I want 320 a week." It's making me what even 330. And he'll say, right, I want £50,000 more than Kai Havertz a week because he deserves it. Because Kai Havertz, is 4 out of 10 a lot of games. William Saliba is nearly 7 out of 10 every single game and sometimes 11 out of 10. William Saliba he's been one of our best players, and he is my favourite player, by the way. William Saliba is my favourite player. So, I mean, just more problems, man. More problems. I think William Saliba's gone anyway. I think I said this on a post last night on my Twitter. This season is going to be the one where all the pundits, the commentators, rival fans, etc., and more fans turning on Arteta, where they'll start saying he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He's just not going to win the league or Champions League at Arsenal. And then the pressure deserves to be. He deserves to have so much pressure applied to him. He deserves huge pressure this season, Mikel Arteta. Any in if we lose to Man United, the boos need to start, and then if we play Leeds, obviously second game of the season, we'll win that. But then if we get thrashed or well, even lose to Liverpool, then you think, right, it's 2 games lost. Liverpool's not lost yet. Man City's not lost. Ding dong, title's finished. 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 People, oh, you can't say that. It's not even past September. I'm telling you now. We lose 2 games. I've predicted we'll lose 3 out of first 6. But if we lose to Manchester United, then we're going to beat Leeds, and then we're going to lose to Liverpool. And Liverpool obviously have won all their games, and City's won their games up to now. And then obviously we'll have them next. League is over, people, for Arsenal. The league is going to be over by early October. Telling you, telling you. I actually worry for this season. I worry because it's very, very common if Gyökeres gets injured. New league, you know what I mean? And a lot of players what signed for Arsenal seem to pick injuries up straight away. So if Gyökeres gets injured, get ready because Kai Havertz, Arsenal's leading striker. Then all the pressure is back to Bukayo Saka, like it has been for season after season after season. And then behind him, well, it'll probably be Martin Odegaard. Don't rely on him. Where are we going to get these goals from? And then a left winger will probably be Martinelli or Trossard. And unless Martinelli revitalises his career, but I'm not even taking the risk. I want him sold now while we can, strike while the iron's hot, as they say. And Al Nasser, they would probably say we'd give you 60 million for Martinelli. And I mean, in typical Arsenal fashion, we'll turn it down. January, well, we might sell Martinelli now. Well, you're going to get 40 million even from Saudi League. Next summer, end up selling him 30 million. We are absolutely shambolic at selling players. Arsenal Football Club is the worst team out of the big teams at selling players. We are horrendous, man. I'm seeing Tyler Morton, you know, playing who don't even get in first team for Liverpool. Leon is signing him obviously in Ligue 1 for around about 14 million. In fact, no, I think they've been relegated, haven't they? Of course they have, yeah. But Leon is signing Tyler Morton, who doesn't even get a game for Liverpool, and they're signing him for around about 13, 14 million. What? And then when it comes to Trossard, we'll probably get about 22 million. An international, a Belgium international, who Trossard individually is a good footballer, but he just goes missing for about 6 or 7 games. And then Dewsbury Hall gets a kick last season. Chelsea making Everton pay around about 28, 30 million, I think it is. That club, by the way, Chelsea do know how to sell players. Wow. They really do know how to sell players. They embarrass Arsenal when it comes to selling players. Dre, where are we? Dre, the post you showed, it just sums up life these days. Just say something ridiculous to get track. Absolutely, don't care if it's true or not. Yeah, that's it. He's just a little child who thinks, oh, I can say all these pathetic bullshit childish things, and I've got no interest in Arsenal whatsoever. I'm just going to leech onto the club, and I've seen what happens, and now building traction from one post. Whatever it was, I don't know what his first post was, and then he just realised, yep, I've got all my followers, I've got my likes, I've got all my puppets, I've brainwashed loads of people. Now they can say anything. Saliba is my favourite too. I'll be gutted if he leaves since we rely on him and Saka heavily. But if rumours about him signing an extension are true, great, as long as we also have the ambition to win, absolutely. Yeah, if William Saliba signs a new contract extension, I'll be very happy. But I think he's looking and thinking, Real Madrid, Real Madrid. That's where I need to be. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Mbappe, new regime under Alonso, win trophies, great city, great nightlife. He's tried at Arsenal. He's not won. It's just not. He needs to win trophies. Same as Saka. I think Saka will be one of the probably the last to have his head turned. But I think this season, like I was saying, the pressure needs to be applied to Arteta. Mikel Arteta needs absolutely huge pressure applying to him. He deserves to be under so much pressure this year. He's got away with so many things at this club, treated like royalty, 15 plus million a year. It's time now. He felt it and felt this pressure massively. You know, when we lose, boo him. If he's not changing anything, boo him. He deserves it. He deserves everything what's coming to him. You know, if there's nothing happening in game and it's a boring 0-0 and we're waiting for Mikel Arteta to change formation, etc., he deserves to be booed, people. He deserves huge pressure now. Big pressure needs to be applied to him. And this will be the season as well, where big players start having their heads turned and thinking, I'm going, I'm leaving, I'm not staying. I don't want to keep being a part of this Arsenal football team where we're not even getting into Wembley, we're not winning finals, we're not even getting to finals, and we're getting out of the title race so quick. This will be a season where big players start making their mind up and saying, "Nah, this is not for me, people. This is not. We're going further and further. Look at Chelsea; they're already 5 points in front of us. You know what I mean? Or for an example, Liverpool's top at league or whatever. Man City's top at league. They're 7 points clear. Big players are going to. This season. I'm telling you now is huge. The pressure for Arteta is going to be massive, and rightly so. He deserves to be under huge pressure because he's a stubborn, smug prick. And now it's time he felt the wrath. And then the big players are going to start thinking, "Am I going to stay at this club or am I leaving?" And if we're at that title race by October, let's say October, more and more big players are going to start thinking, "This ain't for me no more." And I can be winning trophies. I can be winning trophies. I can be playing with my friends, earning a decent wage as well. But this is not no way. I'm gonna end up staying at my Arsenal and just saying empty, 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 empty. Nothing on my CV. So, you know, th I mean, I think Saka will be last to say that, but he will do it. Saka will leave Arsenal. Bukayo Saka will leave Arsenal if we do not stop winning trophies. And if we're at a title race by, I would say October, even his head will start going because they don't want to keep going to international duty with their friends and saying, "Oh, look what we've won. We've won this before. Yeah, yeah, we've won Champions League and we've won Premier League." And Saka's just going to say, "I want FA Cup." I mean, that's it. Challenged twice in league. That's it. It's a semi-final at Champions League. They're not going to want that. They want to be a part of everything. Want to be a part of that conversation where they can say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I've won that, bro. Yep, I know what it's like. I've won that." And right now, Saka can't say nothing. Saliba can't say nothing. Um, Dre, just think about the ballers we had at the Arsenal and our highest sale was Oxlade-Chamberlain 45 million. That's embarrassing. Well, I think Dre, the thing is, this is a tricky one, my friend, because it's Oxlade-Chamberlain slash Balogun, because they reckon Balogun was gone for about 40 million, but it is between Oxlade-Chamberlain and Balogun. But when you think of Arsenal's record sale for 35 to 40 million, it's laughable, people. It's laughable. Darwin Núñez is going to go from Liverpool and they're going to get about 60 million, I think. And I had someone in my chat, his name's Arf Volley, saying, I mean, he was saying all sorts, making excuses up for Arteta, everything. And he was like, well, Liverpool's only going to get about 35 million for Darwin Núñez and they paid about 70 million. I'm thinking, where did you get 35 million from? Liverpool are going to get around about 60, 65 million for Darwin Núñez. These fans just make every excuse up they can for the club, for Arteta. They never ever stop. It's like, do they think Arteta's going to shout at him or the club's going to shout at him? My God, just stop it, man. Just it's Arsenal Football Club. It's not Arteta. It's not Arteta FC. It's not the Kroenke FC. This is our club, people. and we should be allowed to criticise them or praise them when it's needed. When you need to criticise something, you do it. When you need to praise it something, you do it. At work, you don't say, "My boss is brilliant. My boss is brilliant," you know? And that or example, let me just change that. My boss is a wanker. Oh, he's done me head in tonight. Oh, we had to do this and we didn't have much time to do it, and you're asking us to do this. You don't say, "Oh, but he's brilliant. He's fantastic. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't do nothing wrong." No, you criticise in the moment, and this is why I criticise Arsenal when I'm seeing things like no Wembley, no final, no trophy, watching my manager embarrass the whole Arsenal fan base, especially people like me what have got ambition, um, not the obviously Arteta obsessed fans, but the people, like myself and people in my chat, like going on live TV and saying absolute bullshit, which were a lie when we played PSG post-match to that female reporter, and she were like, "Sorry, who said that?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 Enrique and the PSG bench said we were a better team." You lying wanker. You're a stubborn, smug prick. This is what you are. That's just who you are. You won't change. No plan B. Stubborn. Get out of this club. That's. I can't stand Mikel Arteta, even as a person, no more. When he did that, when he did that with that female reporter post PSG match, that to me made me think you're a wanker. You're a wanker. You're a stubborn, smug prick, and you cannot stand losing. And if you do lose, you can't accept it, and you have to literally just bullshit all the time. I mean, again, people, just look at this. This is who we've got supporting Arsenal Football Club. An embarrassment to my team. I am embarrassed these people leech on to my club. Not fans. They are not fans. How dare he say bullshit like that? What an absolute wanker. These are not football fans. These are not Arsenal fans. I still wish we had the legend David Dean, Peter Illwood, Keith Elderman, Danny Fritzman, Lady Nina Bracewell Smith, and Ken Fryer all at this club, because I can guarantee you now, with certain things like that and that arsehole, that Moneypenny, who went on live TV and made a mockery of Arsenal Football Club, they would have seen that, those six who I've just mentioned, and those six who I've just mentioned would have seen that, and they would have said, "You will not go live TV and make a mockery of Arsenal Football Club anymore. We are now banning you from the Emirates." You even had to have fans who support other clubs answering your questions about our football club, and you went live on TV and made an absolute shit of Arsenal Football Club. He made a mockery of Arsenal Football Club getting asked simple questions, and he didn't even. Well, I'm not old enough. That's all. I'm not old enough. Bollocks. You need to know your history about every club you support. I don't know everything about Arsenal, but I know Charlie George lying on ground in 1971 in FA Cup against Liverpool. Smudger scoring against Parma 1993. FA Coca-Cola Cup final against Sheffield Wednesday. Righty when we took him to a replay. Chris Woods etc. in there. It's absolutely disgusting that these people think Arsenal's just all laugh and joke. Oh, I'll just build up, I'll just leech onto Arsenal and I can post anything I want. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wankers, wankers. And I wish those people were still at our club, David Dean, etc., Peter Illwood, Lady Neil Bracewell Smith, Ken Fryer, Keith Elderman, Danny Fritzman, because I tell you something now, obviously there were no social media like we've got now. But if they were still around at our club, obviously Danny Fritzman, Peter Hillwood, God bless them, they've obviously passed. Um, they would have seen things like that where that knobhead Moneypenny went live on TV and says that's our football club. You're not welcome at Emirates Stadium. You're not welcome at this stadium no more. That's what they would have said. That's what they would have said, because that's making a mockery of our club, seeing things like that live on TV and having to have rival fans answer his questions. Absolute wanker, wet wipe. Uh, Dre, if Arteta loves his 15 million a year salary, he better coach this season like the rent is due. Absolutely, like it's going to finish 100%. Dre, big up my guy. Absolutely, like try everything. Not rational things like obviously we do not want to see Kai Havertz at left wing, which wouldn't surprise me if it does. But I know what you mean. But just if we're struggling in the game, it's stale. There's nothing there. Start playing a plan B for God's sake. Just stand there like that. 50 minutes gone. No, nothing's happening. Same as where it went first half. 60 minutes gone. No, no substitutes coming on. No, no formation changing. Nothing. People do please smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. Um, uh, Great. It's amazing when they justify the 4 out of the 6 signings we made as backups with nothing won. Our best starting lineup needs to play to have any chance of silverware this season. No excuses. Yep, absolutely. Dre, uh, this is why I said before Arteta don't have too many excuses. They'll make it for him. Absolutely. No accountability. Absolutely no accountability at FC. Yep, that's what I'm saying. We are, you know, even someone in my chat overnight says it's not for the fans. This club's not the fans. It's about the business. Bollocks about the business. This club's my club, Dre's club, other people in the chat. It's our club, people, our club, not the Cronkies. They own it, but they do not hurt when you know on that Saturday afternoon when it's red hot and you see other teams getting into an FA Cup and watching it, and we're watching it. Because all we're doing now, we're nearly FC, and I'm not making it up. People in my chat are not making it up. The facts are that Arsenal Football Club are not getting to Wembley no more with Arteta. We're not getting into finals no more with Arteta. We're not winning trophies with Arteta. He's not doing anything different on the pitch. He's no plan B. He's still making Chelsea even stronger by signing their players and giving them more money, and they keep utilising it. They're working with it. Every time we keep getting money, they seem to be buying players, and he's just a stubborn smug prick. And it's took him 3 years to sign a striker. And like I said earlier in chat, if we'd have fully maximised and completed a window under Arteta, which we never have, by the way, we've never fully maximised, completed one window under Mikel Arteta. If we did, we would have been signing Isaac this window. We would have been signing Isaac this window. If we'd have fully maximised and completed one window with Mikel Arteta, which we haven't, we've always needed, oh, next window, we need that position. Oh, next window, we need that position. It's always, 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 always the same. We're always left behind. And if we'd have fully maximised, completed one window with this manager, as well as the Cronkies, we could have got Isaac this window because we could have said, 200 million to spend. Right, what position do we need? Well, we need a right back, example, but we've still got to make sure we put 150 down for Isaac. But no, 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 because this wanker, this stubborn, smug prick, Mikel Arteta, has wasted so many windows on signing positions what's not needed. How do you stand there and justify that you can stand there in front of the Emirates crowd against Everton, the last game of the season, when we were one game away from winning the Premier League? Man City played West Ham and won, obviously. And he stood there and he said to the people, even his fans what are obsessed with him, don't you be satisfied with second, because we're not, and we want much more, and we're going to get that. So I didn't say that. People in my chat, Dre didn't say it, Joseph didn't say it. Big up Joseph Connor Gordon, by the way, my guy. Big up, man. Play 4-4-2 formation. I want 4-2-3-1. I love that formation. And I didn't make this up. People in my chat didn't say it, like Joseph, Dre, etc. You said it, Mikel Arteta. So any of these fans, oh, you can't say that. I didn't say it, pal. I didn't say it. Trust me. Your manager said it. That manager you're obsessed with, you treat like royalty, who's not even an elite manager, is not a top manager. He was never a manager before. We don't even have to play a plan B. He said that. He stood there end of the season and says, don't you be satisfied with second. We want much more and we're going to get it. And what did he go and do in that window? The whole world thought, watch Arsenal now Here they go. They're going to sign two positions, what is absolutely obvious they need to get over the line, which will be a striker and a backup for Saka. What did this prick go and do? No pressure from above, from Josh Kroenke, no pressure from the coach here, Tim Lewis, nothing, absolutely nothing. He went and signed left back and a centre midfielder. And that's why and I'll always keep coming back to things like that. That's why I will never ever back this manager or like him. He's messed Arsenal's windows up, and he has right now. He has stopped us from signing Isaac in this window. If he'd have fully maximised and completed windows, we would have got Isaac this window because we could have gone all in for him. But no, we've had to sign 4, 5, 6, 7 all the time. And if we don't get a left winger, and someone to back Martin Odegaard up and preferably take his place, which we all want Eze. We all want Eze. If we do not sign a left winger and Eze this window, I guarantee you now we're struggling this season. I've predicted we're finishing fifth because of this manager. Doesn't play a plan B. He'll do something stupid halfway through the season. And if Gyökeres gets injured, we're fucked. We've got literally Kai Havertz leading our line. And I've said it many a times, do not be surprised that if you see Kai Havertz on the left wing and he pushes Gyökeres up front, because this guy will do everything to make sure Kai Havertz starts in that starting 11. And Kai Havertz will be starting against Manchester United. He loves that guy. It's his love child, and so is Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard will slow Arsenal's attack down. He'll be running forward and he'll come back. He'll pass sideways. He'll do his ear flicks. He'll slow us down so much. And our left winger, Martinelli, who I love the guy. I think he is Arsenal since moving from I2 the third division in Brazilian football at the time. I don't know what division they're in now. He appreciates everything Arsenal's done for him and his family, but he's just not good enough, people. If he don't perform this season, that's 3 seasons in a row where Martinelli's been rubbish. Is it his fault? Is it an individual thing, or is it Arteta? I don't know. I don't know. But I know one thing: we we have got a massive season where Arteta deserves massive pressure on him, and I mean massive pressure on him. Everything. Anytime we lose in and it's not changing or anything, he's going to get booed. There's going to be more fans turning on him. Rightly so. He deserves huge pressure. And I've said it already in chat. This is the season when big players turn around and say, I don't want to stay at Arsenal. I want to start winning trophies. We're not winning anything. And look at us. It's October. We're at the title race already. Players are going to get fed up, people. Definitely. Right, I'm going to read these chat, people, and then I have been on night shift, so I am going to probably call it a day in about another 3 minutes. Thank you as well for people for joining in. I've never seen this many in my chat. I might start doing morning, streams, but it's easily said than done when you've been at work all night. I might just do that, so I know I've done it. Right, where are we? Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. Great. I just wished we at least had David. David Dean, mate. David Dean's an absolute legend. And I'll tell you something. If we had David Dean, we'd have had a striker 3 seasons ago because he'd have told Arteta, not asked him. Oh, Mikel, what are you doing? Look at the balance of your team. There's no right balance. He used to help Arsene Wenger all the time. Pluck these gems out of air. Do you know what I mean? David Dean to identify players and recruit absolutely them to the Arsenal because we all know how downhill and that ain't even where we went after he left. Yeah, I mean, David Dean, an absolute. How has David Dean and George Graham not got a statue outside the Emirates? And yet you've got wankers like Josh Kroenke, you got Morials and oh, yeah, Joseph Connor Golden. Big up my guy, well, Joseph. Play 4-4-2 formation, not 4-3-3. I want to see that 4-2-3-1. I love that formation. That 4-2-3-1, it looks like it's about 15 players on pitch. George. Yeah, sad bastard. Yeah. Thank you. Get a job. Got a job, pal. Been there last night. Thank you very much. On nights. Latvian Gooner. Big up, Robbo. Good to see you, my guy. Hope you're well. Please go and subscribe to Latvian Gooner, people, if you already haven't. I know you would have. Darren Martin. Big up, Rich. Big up, Darren Martin. Well, my guy. Darren Martin at Latvian going to big up. Community settings, great to see. Darren Martin, Dre, big up. Joseph Connor Golding, he would never have bidded for Isaac because he doesn't want to pay 150 million. Well, yeah, that's a good point actually. You got to think obviously Arteta wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think because he knows he'd have to put Isaac straight up top, and Gyökeres would not be in that team. That's good. Yeah, yeah, it's a good point. But what I mean is that if we had a fully maximised and completed one window, we could have gone for him. We could have had the fuel to do it. We could have had the money to do it, 100%. But Arteta's wasted so many windows, man, so many, and brought so much dross, so much rubbish players, and a lot of them are Chelsea. I've been giving it Darren, salute, Darren Martin, Joseph Connor Golden, big up, community settings again, Joseph Connor Golden, big up Darren. Darren Martin, Joseph Connor Golden. Imagine if we had tried for Isaac from early. Yeah, we could have had it been the ones who turned his head and possibly be signing him. Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Connor Golden, but I believe Isaac Arteta would have said too much money. Darren personally, Darren Martin, David Dean was a general in our team. Absolutely. What a legend, man. How has he not got a statue? How has David Dean and George Graham not got statues outside the Emirates? Darren Martin, Harko, where will Arsenal land next season? Well, Harko, I'm going to say Harko. Big up to you, my guy. Hope you're well. Good to see you in the chat. New to the chat. I've said they'll finish fifth. I said Man City will win it. They'll just be angry, especially after watching that two-part interview with the CEO slash chairman Khalidun Mordun Barrack. He said we're not making the same mistakes this season. If Rodri stays fit, Haaland were pissed off, even though he turned in with 33 goals at the end of the season. Bernardo Silva seems to be up for it. We're talking about it. They've just put Diaz on a new contract. They've got Trafford as a goalkeeper. I still think they need another centre back there, Man City, and a right back to replace Kyle Walker. But they're going to be a force, man. They've got Marmou's got Foden, Cherky, Doku. And I'll say this about Doku: if he starts scoring goals, people, Doku is going to be one of the best wingers in Europe this season because when he picks that ball up, he is lightning quick. The way he shifts that ball away on his feet is absolutely rapid. So I've predicted Man City win it, Liverpool second, Chelsea third because of what they've got up top, Newcastle fourth because Eddie Howe just seems to get a tune out of every single player, and Arsenal fifth. But if I see a fantastic left winger like, Rafael Leao, Lookman, Rodrigo, which I don't think we've got no chance now, and then Eze, it makes me look at Arsenal's front line for the first time in years and say, that's levels above to where it normally is. That looks really, really good. But I just don't trust this manager. No matter who we sign, it's Arteta, and I can see him doing something stupid halfway through the season or anything. He just does not fill me with. I'm done with him. I've been done with him for a long time now. Even as a person, with that female reporter, that were an embarrassment, man. Having to lie on TV. That's our manager lying. As if Enrique said Arsenal were the better team. When he came out in one of his interviews, he said teams what gave us problems in Champions League was Aston Villa and Liverpool, and it was. Dan Martin, yeah, definitely too much, but at least we could have had this guy simply for us instead of Liverpool. Yep, signing for us instead of, yep. Dan Martin, top four is distant shout for me. Darren Martin, other teams have bolstered the absolutely. Chelsea's attack is crazy, and they're still going for it. Xavi Simons, Garnacho. I mean, I don't know how many they can have. It's unreal, man. But they sell players, mate. They're going to get about 28 million for Dewsbury, or they'll probably get about 50 million for Nicholas Jackson. They are clued up, mate. They really are clued up. They put players on 7-year contracts. Derek Makanga, no, we will win it. Arteta and the team have a good surprise for us. We can't finish fifth, man. We won't win a league, Derek. I'm sorry. if that's what you think, but we will never win a Premier League with Mikel Arteta, and we'll never win a Champions League because he's a stubborn, smug prick. He just doesn't do things right. He always makes mistakes, and he does things to benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. That's how I see Arteta. I don't look at him and think, oh, he's going to play a plan B. He's going to switch it up. Even Enrique, second game, against PSG, second leg, he looked at it and thought, well, Arteta is giving me nothing. He's giving me no headache. He's not puzzling me. He's not making me think, whoa, what's Arsenal doing? What's Arteta doing here? So what's he going to do? He brings Ramos on, who's hardly plays for PSG since moving from Benfica, which I think it will be his third season this year. He brings Ramos on because he knew Arteta was giving him no headache whatsoever. There was nothing. There was nothing to make him scratch his head and think, it's causing me a problem here. Nuno Espirito Santo, not directly to Arteta, but Martin Keown mentioned about, your formation. He says, I don't need to change my formation. Arsenal ain't got a striker, so it's not causing no problems. He's messed so many things up for this club, Arteta has. Some of these poor signings. We don't get to Wembley. We do not get to play at Wembley no more with Mikel Arteta. We actually are watching other football teams every season play at Wembley in FA Cup. We don't get to finals. We don't lift trophies. He's spent nearly 1 billion. His time's coming to an end. And I'm telling you, if we are at that tight, if we lose two matches in our first, if we lose to Man United and lose to Liverpool, Liverpool's not lost at all in that time, and Man City's not lost. By league's finished, people. League will be finished by end of September. In fact, let's just say October. The league will be over for Arsenal by October. We'll be done. We'll be done. Even if we're 5 points behind Chelsea, it's done. It's done. We need a left winger now, and we need someone to take Martin Odegaard's place or back him up straight away. But Arsenal Football Club will never ever fully maximise and complete one window. Oh, it's got to be one or other. We can't give you all. You fans don't get that. We can't. But we want your money for all the merchandise, for all the new shirts. And what we will do, instead of charging you £5 now to watch a friendly match, we're going to charge you £10. They are robbing bastards. This club robbing more than other clubs. You get teams like Everton letting the fans watch a friendly match for nothing because all that money they've spent through the year, and Arsenal can't even do that. All they want to do is put price up even more. This club are robbers. It's all take, 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 take. Um, where are we? Great. Champions League position go down to fifth now. So that sounds like our level. Yep. Dan Martin, Derek Kanga, unless he drastically changes his dumb tactics, we aren't winning. We aren't winning squat, bro. Absolutely. Arco, I suppose changes will be made if Arsenal ends up in fifth. Well, yeah. I mean, that as long as if the moment Cronkies don't see any money, any return from Arsenal Football Club in that year, that's when they start thinking, right, time for a change. Time for a change. Jose Golden, the way I look at it is only Saka is good enough in attack. Martinelli, Havertz, Odegaard, all three. Nowhere near good enough, mate. They're boring. They're rubbish. They're not good enough whatsoever. Okay, how would you rate the Gyökeres signing? Uh, okay, fantastic, man. Gyökeres to me is a brilliant signing. To me, it was Isaac all along. Always Isaac for me. I've been a fan of him since he used to watching for Real Sociedad, and he wasn't as good then. He's been better at Newcastle because Eddie Howe seems to get a tune out of every single player. But after Isaac, which we know we wasn't even going for, the next one you turn to is Gyökeres. I'd have been so annoyed if we'd have got Sesko because he's a prospect and he's just potential. And right now, when you haven't had a striker for 3 seasons, you better make sure you sign a striker what delivers straight away. And I think Gyökeres will score 20 goals in the Premier League in his first season. I just think he will. But after that, I don't know where goals are coming from. Maybe Saka might get 10 league goals. After that, I'm like, Martinelli, no. Trossard, no. Madueke, what I've seen at Chelsea, no, maybe 7 league goals. I mean, Vieira to me is a good goal threat. I think Vieira is class, absolutely class. Max Diamond looks absolutely amazing for his age. Um, Derek Makanga, I believe we have bolstered our squad, Rich, with Gyökeres giving us 20 goals in the league. I think Gyökeres will score 20 goals in the league, Derek. I do, and we have made our squad bigger in numbers a little bit, but we're still short. We still need a left wing. We need to sign a left winger, people. Martinelli's been rubbish for the last 2 seasons now, and this will be third season in a row. And Trossard, individually great for about 4 games. Next minute he goes missing for about 5 games. Martinelli, I mean, I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's an individual thing or if it's Mikel Arteta, but I mean, I don't know. He's just not good enough. It reminds me of Arshavin, Andre Arshavin, when he was coming to the end of his Arsenal career. That's how Martinelli looks like now. It's like he's on strings. He's running. These behind me, that's what I want to see at my football club. These were proper left wingers. And that guy there, Mark Overmars, and I said this last night on a stream, Sunday night, sorry. Mark Overmars and Emmanuel Petit was only at Arsenal from 97 to 2000. Overmars from Ajax, Petit from Monaco. They spent 3 years only at Arsenal Football Club, and then they both moved to Barcelona. In just 3 years, they're absolutely Arsenal legends. Massive, massive Arsenal legends. And just a little fact, Theo Walcott was at Arsenal for 12 years, and he was never Arsenal, never become an Arsenal legend in 12 years. So it just shows that standards how they've dropped. In, I mean, obviously they'd even dropped it under Wenger as well. But in Wenger's early years, the scouting network we had, Steve Rowley, etc. Gilles Gramondi was a French scout after obviously he retired. We really did used to find these top talents. Not no more. Not look at Colo Torre, at 250,000. We don't find these players no more, people. Brighton do that with Kawasaki front line, from like Matoma, I think 4.5 million from Kawasaki front line. Wow. If you want Matoma, you're going to pay about 65 million for him. I am going to wrap this up, people, in 3 minutes. Definitely night shift, and can feel it now. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining. I didn't expect this. I did not expect this. I might just start doing this every morning. Get it out of the way. So I can do a live every day. Um, Big up to everybody who's joined in the chat as well. Please do smash the likes up if you already haven't, and subscribe as well. And I might try every morning and try and get one done after a night shift. Easy said than done, though. Like I keep saying. Where are we? Dan Martin Gyökeres is an excellent signing. He is. Unfortunately, Arteta has to shape the team to him so he can be effective. Yeah, and I've said, don't be surprised if Kai Havertz plays on the left wing for Arsenal, Gyökeres up front, or he'll go Gyökeres on the left wing and Kai Havertz up front. I just can't imagine Arteta dropping Kai Havertz because the pundits, Arsenal fans, rival fans, fans from other clubs, um, reporters, journalists, everybody will say, just look what happens when you sign a proper striker for Arsenal, and they'll all be like aiming it at Mikel Arteta. And if he sees that, he will not want to see that. He'll not take that chance, and he'll hate it. He will not want to drop Kai Havertz out of this team. He'll just not. He will want to keep Kai Havertz in his team because everyone will say, "We told you so." Now, why didn't you sign a proper striker, Mikel Arteta, 3 seasons ago? Look at Gyökeres scoring goals for you. Right. Great. We could have won it back to back under this manager, or at least once, but he messed it up, and now that absolutely it has it's ship sailed, man. Sailed because we've not been reactive to that slap in the face. We just turned the other cheek. Absolutely, our chances are done for the league, mate. They're done. Right, I'm going to flash through all these comments, and I'm wrapping up. Again, everybody, thank you very much, man. I didn't expect this. I have no idea what was happening at this time in the morning. So I just didn't think anyone would be in chat, but yeah, I've never seen it like this, so I massively appreciate it. Um, and it's good to see new people and all. I love to see new people in the chat, and as long as there's no idiots like just want to swear and abuse, and that ain't that's not how my chat works. Um, I just want to see this. But I just want to show you this, people. Now, these people in chat, just look at this. This is what we have to put up with Arsenal fans. This is what kind of people we attract to my club, who I am touching distance now in a few days of supporting them for 34 years. That's the kind of people what leech on to my football club because they're not fans. They are not fans, and yet people like this little wet wipe, whoever he is, gets nearly 12,000 followers. All they have to do, like Dre was saying as well in chat, is just speak bullshit and lie and lie and lie, and it sells. It builds traction. Next minute, they'll say something, and everyone just gets brainwashed by it. Oh, what? Do you reckon they'll do that? They'll go, he said something the other day. Arsenal will go, what he said, Arsenal's got Invincibles 2.0 incoming. Like literally making out we're going to be invincible this year. He says things all the time. He says things all the time. People like that are an embarrassment to Arsenal Football Club. Seriously, it's all a laugh and joke and giddy, giddy, giddy and funny to them. This is our club, and when we see things like this, embarrassment. Right, let me just read these, and then that is it. Um, Derek Makanga, we really have a good chance this season. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like Derek, that's what he thinks, but he's not saying other things. He's not saying things like some other people say, which are, oh, you can't say this, or you're talking rubbish. That's his opinion, and that's what we like in this chat. I like all different opinions. I've got one who's called Khalid, and he's absolutely brilliant, and everyone loves him in the chat. He still holds on to that Arteta's going to win league, but he also sympathises and agrees with what we're saying, that his time's coming to an end, and I don't like him, and other people in my chat don't like Arteta, but Khalid respects it. And like Derek, we have a really good chance this season, and that's his opinion because he's saying it with like there's no oh you're making it you can't say this, or oh we beat Man City 5-1 last season, and it's like, so we didn't win no title, we didn't win no trophy. I get people in the chat saying that, oh look what we did last season, we beat Man City 5-1. Wow, it were a brilliant day. It was fantastic. Everybody's up here. I was buzzing. Next day, typical Arsenal, January transfer window finished, closed, shut. We needed a striker on top of already a short squad, and we didn't sign nobody. So everybody were back down to square one again, back down to reality. And I respect that, Derek. If that's what you think, mate, that's what you think. Personally, I'm going to say to you, we're not going to win league. We never will under Arteta, but it's good to have mixed opinions in chat as long as it's like this, where you know, like what Derek said, perfect example. We really have a good chance this season, in my opinion. He's not saying, oh, we beat Man City 5-1 last season. Even someone in the chat the other day says, Liverpool couldn't even beat Arsenal. We're makeshift defence. Mate, I mean, that my nephew won't even speak like that. Joseph, gonna go and Derek Arteta never been good enough, unfortunately, and still isn't. No, that's what I'm saying. Like Joseph, Arco, he is a fairy. Maybe moving to Emirates was a curse. Arsenal hasn't won since I would go back to hybrid tomorrow. Arco, I really would, my guy. Honestly, I I got to go to Highbury once. I've been to Emirates 4 times. I got to go to Highbury once, and I think that place were amazing. So smart and neat, and it looked like an house. Darren Martin, we need better starting attack to even have a chance. We need a top quality left winger and a cap. Absolutely. So far, we only replaced a few squad mates. Yeah, we need that left winger, and we need someone to replace Odegaard or challenge him straight away. We can get Joseph Connor Golden. Arteta will win us the league, in my opinion. That Derek, if that's your opinion, my guy, I'm going to say you. I'm a million percent confident we're not going to win Premier League, but I respect that. That's if that's what honestly. I've done Joseph kind of golden. Doesn't matter if Gyökeres or Havertz or Jesus are playing. Martinelli is no different to whoever plays. He just runs into people consistently, and he can't get by no one no more. That's what you know what I mean. Derek Lokonga, Darren Martin, we have Medawake, and if we add Eze, I think we will be fine. I mean, okay, Lundberg was better than some of Arsenal current wingers. At Lundberg, I mean, he's got red hair, he's everywhere. Freddie Lundberg was absolutely class, Arco. 100% my guy. He was everywhere. Was he a 10? Was he a 9? Was he a left winger, a right winger? We don't know. He just had red hair and he were everywhere. He was absolutely class. And when he come on against Manchester United on that Sunday afternoon, and we was at Emirates at Highbury, and we beat Man United 3-0 in a league game on a Sunday afternoon. It was red hot outside. He came on. I thought, who's this guy? He's got red running through sent to his straight. Well, ready pink running straight through centre his ear like a Mohican. Next minute, Peter Schmeichel comes off his line, boom, chips it straight over him. Who is this guy? What the hell? And I think we signed him for about 3.5 million from the Swedish team. Is it Elfsberg? I think it is. I can't remember. I always forget. It's not Malmo. But I mean, wow, Freddie Lundberg, mate, what a footballer. You didn't know where he was. He could score from everywhere. And I did actually say Trossard reminds me a little bit of him, a little bit. Trossard does pop up in all different places. Lundberg was better than some absolute Lundberg, mate. What a player! What a player! What a signing that was. Dan Martin, yeah, keep this up, Rich. Oh, I'll try, man. I will try. I mean, it's not easy because I've been at work all night. So some nights I'm like, oh, mate, can I do this? I'm feeling it a bit now, but I will try because I think it's good because you got the legend Shane Gooner giving you his breakfast, cooking breakfast for you at 10:30. So I don't want I don't want to like coincide with people's time. Then you got views on after him, sorry, and then sometimes obviously it can be tricky at that time. So this could be my time to do it in the morning. Maybe I might do this. Maybe I might start doing it, guys. Just yeah, I might do. And everybody's welcome in this chat. People from sporting other teams, 100%, 100%. But like I say, it's good. Like with Derek, I respect him straight away because he's not like, oh, you can't say this or well, we did that last season. Arteta. No, 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 no. Like he's saying, in my opinion, he thinks we've got a good chance to win it league, and that's a that's when you know you can talk and communicate in a grown up way. But like someone in my chat who keeps jumping in just lately, his name's Half Volley, and he's like, "Oh, Liverpool couldn't even beat Arsenal. We're makeshift defence." And I'm thinking, we've won the league by 10 points. What are you on about? They won the league by 10 points. Arne Slot, who came from the Dutch Eredivisie, currently managing Feyenoord, Go Ahead Eagles, AZ Alkmaar. He won the league and embarrassed Arteta in his first season. And then he gets someone like him, who I just told you that Half Volley will be saying, yeah, but Liverpool couldn't even beat Arsenal. We're makeshift defence. What about when Arsenal beat Man City 5-1? It doesn't matter. We're not winning football trophies. We're watching other teams winning trophies. And I do not want to keep doing that. I want to be there on the FA Cup day. FA Cup to me is massive, and I used to love watching it. I used to get excited at school all week, and to keep seeing other teams winning it now and watching it, and we're watching them. I'm sick of it, people. I want, and I say the only way this will change is if we bring new owners to this football club. Bulldoze the lockdown, get everybody out, get the coach here, Tim Lewis, the man who ticks everything off, which is Tim Lewis. He's the one who I think was holding the Gyökeres deal up because he's the one who'll say, yeah, we'll go 15 million or we'll go 2 million more, 5 million more. And obviously, Sporting Lisbon, obviously playing the Premier League, it's not flush with cash. And they wanted that 8.6 million in add ons. Darren Martin, yeah, keep this up, Rich. Darren Martin, big up. Derek McCanga, big up, Rich. It's my first time here. Yeah, big up, Derek, my man. Good to see you, mate. I mean, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen this morning. Would I get new people in my chat? Would I get anybody in my chat? And yeah, I mean, I've had some decent numbers. I think 24 at one point. So I might just start doing this at morning, people. Then I know I've done it as well. You can just go to sleep after this, and you've been like you've done. Light Thief, morning, mate. How are you, my guy? Good to see you, Light Thief. Hope you're well, my guy. Arco, try for this. Greetings from. Thank you. Sorry, thank you for this. Greetings from Sweden. So yeah, I mean, Arco, you'll know who I'm on about when I say Malmo. Then, and is it Elfsberg? I think there's another one. I used to watch football all over the world. You see, because I used to be a better. I've not bet for over a year, people. So anyone who just want to say as well, anyone who bets, I just want to say, your first win, you're one step closer from losing everything. I did it for 6 years, and I stopped on the 8th of April, 1 year gone. Since 8th of April, well, when 8th of April came, I hit 1 year, so I'm past 1 year now. I'll never ever do it again. I haven't done it since, and just want to say that because I used to watch football all over the world. When I used to see Malmo, when you could watch it on the Sky Bet, etc. Uh, Joseph, can I go in brilliant stream, Rich? Can't wait for your shows when season starts. Will be very. I mean, Joseph, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, my guy. Because nights I'm on 4 nights. I work 4 nights a week, and I get two off, and it's rotational. So, like when Arsenal play on the Sundays, and it's going to be hard. Do you know what I mean? Just to jump straight on here and there. But I'm still working on my channel, people. I've just got a laptop about a week and a half ago now. Just learning how to share things, just getting a little bit better with it, and I'm building my own space. So yeah, it takes time. And Robert will tell you this, my guy. He's back in. Um, where are we? We can do it, Rich. We will be there to support your channel. Wow, mate. Thank you very much, Derek. Thank you very much, my guy. Honestly, I'm shocked about this morning stream. I thought to myself at work last night, shall I do it? Shall I do it? Shall I do my morning stream? I thought, I don't know if anyone will be up, or in the chat. And at first I thought, and then I've seen a few decent. Well, I think about 24. So yeah, it's good, and I appreciate it, people. Thank you very much. And like I say, Derek, good for you. Good to see you in chat, new to chat, and you spoke some good. Like, I like the way you speak, in my opinion, and you still got the hope. And anyone who's got hope, and they're optimistic, I'm okay with that. But it's when they're saying things like, "Oh, you can't. You're talking rubbish. We're moving forward. We're changing direction under Arteta and Arsenal." And they're like throwing it straight out. I'm thinking, well, we're not even going to Wembley. We're not winning any trophies. We're not going to finals. But then when they go to another level and say, well, look at last season, like our folly in the chat, Liverpool couldn't even beat us with makeshift defence. And I'm thinking, they won the league by 10 points. And that's when it just becomes like, I don't feel like I'm talking to an adult here. Latvian Guna rant streams pending. Prem is close. I would love if we won the league this season. I would love it. I would love it, but it's not going to happen. I don't like Mikel Arteta. I don't think he's a. I think he's. I've said this before, and I think even Shane Goonis said this, nor the legend as well, and I think probably Robbo. We've all said Arteta is not the worst manager out of the novices. He's better than what some others would be when they've never managed before. He is. I will 100% put my hands up and say that. But he's not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. He's just not. And he's a stubborn, smug prick. That's how because I just think he doesn't play a plan B. He does a lot of things to benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. So, it, and I didn't want him to do this, because as a player, I had nothing wrong against Arteta. I thought he were a decent footballer. He were nice. He were neat. Everything was safe, and he had a decent shot on him, a bit of a temper on him. But I didn't want someone to come to Arsenal who's been a player. You know what I mean? Because like I can't stand the guy now. I don't like the guy, and it topped it off with that female reporter when he had to lie on TV and make out we were better team than PSG. We wasn't. Uh, I am going to call it a day now, people. I can hear my bed calling. At least I know I've done it. At least that's it's good feeling that knowing that you've done it live already. Darren Martin, looking forward to your streams this season, Rich. Darren Martin might be a rough one. Um, Latvian Guna, yeah, Arteta is not bad, but he is not in for Arsenal. This is it, Robbo, mate. This is it. After the novices, he's a damn good manager, and I don't want to sound hypocritical or anything, but for the novices, he's up there. He's one of those who's never managed before. He's a good manager, but he's not good enough for Arsenal. He's not good enough for Arsenal, people. He's just not. He's one of those people where he thinks he's on top of the world. He's treated like royalty, gets 15 plus million a year. I mean, he really does deserve pressure this season. Massive, massive pressure. And he's brought it on himself, Like I said, if we when he said don't be satisfied with second, etc. If he'd have gone and signed a striker and a backup for Saka, even me, probably Robbo, other people in my chat would have looked at him and says, he means business. The whole world know we need a striker and a backup for Saka, and Arteta's correcting it now, is addressing it. Watch us go. But he didn't do it, people. And you just think the whole world, every time I watched Arsenal last season, post match, pre match, pundits, yeah, well, it just goes back to obviously they didn't sign a striker, didn't they? Arsenal, well, they should have signed a striker, end at game. Well, same again, same problems again, isn't it? And obviously, pundits talk, yeah, no striker again, no Arsenal not signed a striker. Why didn't they sign a striker? Commentators in game, start at game. What do you think will happen today? Well, I don't know with Arsenal because they just ain't got that that prolific striker up top. That man what can just make that difference. End at game, same problem. Yeah, no striker yet again for Arsenal. Even Nuno said it. Espirito Santo, Forest man, has said it live on TV to Martin Keown. That gets you there, man. That really does make you think. That's my club you're talking about, but it's facts. I can't argue with you because you're speaking factually correct. We haven't had a striker for 3 seasons. Yes, we've got one now, and one of the best strikers in the world currently at the moment, Victor Gyökeres, who's been one of the best, well, the best player in the Premier League, obviously Portuguese league for the last 2 years. But this club used to implement fear into teams just with the strikers, with the attacking prowess, and this attack has been neglected for far too long, and that's now why we're struggling. Like looking at and thinking, sign Victor Gyökeres, one of the best strikers in the world, and here we are saying we still need a left winger, which we do, and we need Eze. And we shouldn't be doing that. We should be closed for business now. Yep, got one of the best strikers in the world, our attack's sorted. But then I get someone like at work shouting me, hey, Arsenal, Arsenal. I'm like, all right. And he's like, we're going to win league, bro. I says, we're not going to win league this season. He's yeah, yeah. I says, I've been telling you every season, even when we're 8 points clear in front of Man City. In another job, I was saying to someone, we're not going to win it. Oh, of course you will, 8 points clear of Man City. We won't win league. We ain't got a striker. Oh, bro, you'll do it. You'll do it. I says, I'm telling you now, we're not winning league. And then, this other one I've just been on about, I says, we've got a striker. Says, but we've got one striker at this club. Oh, we've got Jesus. We've got Kai Havertz. I'm like, oh, mate, what do you do with these people? And I said to him, I says, and we've got a manager. What? Don't change anything. He doesn't mix anything up. He doesn't give a manager an headache. Iriola, Bournemouth manager, did double over him. Hertzler, 32-year-old Brighton manager, probably the youngest manager in Premier League. You've got Will Still at Southampton. I think he's 32 as well. The ex-Lens manager and Rams manager in the Ligue in French league. And Ursula did double over Arteta, not lost, not beat us, but they've drawn to us twice. And yeah, he, he, and this is these fans. Some of them are like that. Like, oh yeah, we've got Jesus and Kai Havertz. I'm thinking Jesus don't even kick a ball for Arsenal, mate. He's always injured. He's had 4 knee injuries, I think it is. Kai Havertz, not a left winger, he's not a right winger, he's not a nine, he's not 10, not a midfielder. He's just a player with a decent height and sometimes decent air. That's it from Kai Havertz. And after about 4 chances, he might put ball in net quite decently. That's it. Um, Latvian 6 years. Can that be classified as a novice? There. Well, this is it, Latvian man. This is it, Robert. I mean, can't even call him apprentice no more, which I used to call him. You can't. He's an experienced manager, isn't he? 4 years away from 10. That's yeah. You can't really say it now, can we? Can't call him novice. Can't call him apprentice. You've got to call him an experienced manager. And can you remember what Gary Neville said about Granit Xhaka? He's the only player with experience and got none. I remember when he said that, Gary Neville, about Granit Xhaka, because he just never delivered for Arsenal until the last 2 years. Great, right. I'm reading this comment and I am absolutely out, people. Again, thank you very much, people. Please do smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. Great, buy an Arsenal puzzle box and we don't get full set. Still missing pieces. That's a great one to finish it on. It is. It's like you buy a puzzle of Arsenal and expect to say it's got 100 pieces and they give you 98. Well, I can't finish my puzzle. And then, you go and buy another one next time and you think, well, there's 2 more pieces missing, but yet I still haven't got them other 2 from other one. 4 pieces missing. Everybody, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.